Hi, Cancer. It's a dark day here in Flagstaff, Arizona. Midday, and yet dark. And I've made an effort to lighten up the space with some candlelight. But what I've been feeling as I've meditated on your reading today, I have felt some kind of darkness around you or in you. Not always a bad thing to go delve into the darkness. And I, your Scorpio guide, have no fear of going there. Have respect for the darkness. It is a part of us. So what it feels like is angry and maybe a little bit, I want to say you are angry that somebody has put you in a position. That kind of feeling. I want to say victim-y. So I don't mean to offend you, but I know the darkness, the low vibe place there that I can get to. So if you're there, maybe this reading is for you, or maybe you're just in the moon space that is a illusion and unknowing and the dream world, the unknown. Let's find out. I'm very curious. I don't know cancers well, but I have some new cancers in my life or people that I newly learned are cancers. So last time when I did your reading, you were very private and I didn't find much out. And that's okay. We'll see if what I see in the cards will help you today. Okay, I'm going to start with a card from the Queen of the Moon Oracle, and I get the unexpected. I got this same card, I think, in the Scorpio reading. So if you want to check that reading out, it was a beautiful story, a sweet love story, actually. So that is your underlying, your overarching card. And then you also get wisdom, which I saw in the Pisces reading, my last reading. So I shuffled these, and I find that with these oracle cards, they can be quite repetitive. Perhaps that this is about our connectedness. So I'm going to pull cards with 2 decks. We'll give you a 7-card basic outline, and then I will come back and clarify that. If you just want to know what the moral of the story is, you can just fast forward to the end of this. I enjoy the kind of unfolding of the story, and a lot of details come up that may or may not resonate with you as we look at the cards and the story unfolds. So, as you will, this reading will be a full reading, batteries included. I keep thinking that today. I'm not going to send you to another site for the rest of the reading. I'm just going to get it all here. And I appreciate you coming here. So we will start with the tarot, the good tarot. And then we will go with the tarot of the old path to clarify. And I picked the tarot of the old path because it probably has my favorite chariot card in it. Maybe the chariot will come out. That is the card of Cancer in the tarot. So this good tarot also has a very opulent and fantastic chariot card. We'll see. Let's just see. Okay, to begin with, your recent past. We get the Fool. Okay, this makes me think of your lightness, Cancer, your joyfulness, your playfulness, your inner child, and being there joyfully, openly, the kind of leaper of faith, tooting her horn here. Very golden new beginning that you just may have started out on a new beginning. Okay, and presently we get the call. Okay, this is quite a leap from 0 to 20. The call is, it is time to answer that call that you're being asked to rise to some occasion here. Could be a phone call. But this is the Judgment card, and it usually has to do with not making a phone call, but rising to the next, ascending to the next level. You'll finish your journey, and you will be ready to move on to the next place with the help of your guide, your higher power, if you think that way or believe that way. So that's where you are right now. You were recently just a little fool, and now you are ready to advance. Underlying energy, a little truth. So you may not be aware of this. It's coming down to you, that little feather coming down to this open-hearted angel, the page of air. This is the suit of swords, of intellect, of truth. Yeah, and I really see this beautiful angel with her chest open to receive. This is a heart forth reception of this truth. This tells me that you are ready to know the truth. You may not know it yet, but you are ready. And we can see the kind of parallel here between these two angels. One, you're present, receiving the call, and two, in your background, sort of underlying energy, your readiness for this truth. All right, the next card we get here is you. Yes, I feel this about you when I think about you, Cancer, that you are in the 9 of Earth or the 9 of Pentacles. You are set, comfortable, solitary. You like your solitude. You have everything that you need in it. She's wearing a mask in this representation. Often in the 9 of Pentacles card, we'll see a woman holding some kind of a great bird, like a hawk, a raptor, and it is hooded to show that she's looking inward for the truth. And the mask in this representation of the 9 of Earth represents you, self-sufficient, solitary, comfortably so. It's also very often about being in your beautiful, comfortable home. That is, the 9 of Earth is very 3D, security, financial, and earthly. So you're in a stable place here from which to receive this call that is coming in right now, and this little truth that we see is coming as well. So people or person in your life is the 4 of air, or not air, sorry, 4 of Earth, the 4 of Pentacles. This is a person who is very often about control, order, keeping those 4 Pentacles, and perhaps a little closed to change. So this would be a person or other people in your life. What I really see, and one of the reasons why this is such a wonderful deck to work with, is I also see her as this open flower. So there is, in the tarot, there's always an opportunity to move out of control into openness, and the person or people around you are in such a place. I was just listening to Coyote Moon Astrology regarding the new moon in Sagittarius that is also going to be a solar eclipse on Monday. And what she said is that we're in the South Node is in Sagittarius, where we see this new moon, and that Sagittarius can be a bit of a know-it-all, and also because it is in the South Node, this is the place that we're moving away from. So I keep having this come up in readings. It was really enlightening to watch that astrological perspective. I keep seeing people needing to disabuse themselves of an old mindset and move into a new one. I see the person in your life being there. And so if we go back to this original oracle card here, the unexpected, if you read that description of that card, we learned that there's something really good, perhaps a person from the past, something you're not expecting will come into your life, and And this is a portal into another life. So this is reminding me of the opportunity that we have right now to shift our worldview out of that south node, comfortable, know-it-all place, into Gemini, which is the opposite of Sagittarius, and the north node, which is where our desires and our aspirations and our soul's journey call us to. And since you are currently in a situation where you're being called, and since we see this unexpected portal opening up to you into that new world, those woods, that other world, we can see that this person or people around you, this four of earth, is also kind of opening up like a beautiful flower, full of light. So we'll find out more about all of these cards as we go forward, but let's see what your advice is. Your advice is the moon, which is a card of illusion, of being dreamy, not knowing. You don't get to know when you're in the moon. And this is reminding me again of that sensation of darkness that I have here in the middle of my day. It's quite stormy looking outside there. It's supposed to rain here this afternoon. Yeah, so we see this figure of the moon, and she is just sending down little glimpses of truth, these little stars. She seems to be sending them down. Perhaps while you're asleep, there's some kind of truth coming in. And I reminded again of this underlying energy. I sensed you as this angel, and that little feather, that little new thing coming into you. And you are receptive to that right now, because you are currently in the state of being called. But it's very mysterious. So we'll find out more about that advice of the moon. And finally, the future is a new truth. That doesn't seem that surprising. It's the Ace of Air. Here we have beautiful Pegasus emerging from the clouds. And there's a lot really going on in this deeply layered image. Kind of a magical, misty woods here in the background in your future. So perhaps there's a magical, misty woods you would like to get to, or you can hope to get to. And there's this sort of imagery of wings. It's a part of this deck, a part of air in this deck. But you're called, you have this angelic wings. There's a truth coming in, the Page of Air, winged. And then also, I see you here as transformed into this Pegasus, taking flight, because you're ready to take flight on this new truth that is coming in. The way the cards are looking, it looks like this. The figure in the moon she is sending these little stars down to that Pegasus, which mirrors this underlying image here. Wow, so quite a bit coming through for you, a kind of beautiful, mystical, spiritual promise in this story. Let's clarify. Expect the unexpected. Okay, so I'm going to just shuffle. I'll pull 3 cards for each one of these and see what kind of story develops, if possible, here, to see to what you may be called, and from where are you coming. So in the recent past, you were this young fool tooting your horn. And let's find out more about that. Okay, we get you are, again, 9 of Pentacles. So you have been on your own, comfortably so. Now, she's a beautiful individual here in that fantastic veil. She's proudly wearing a necklace of pentacles. The loner woman. Okay. A new offer, a new beginning has happened in your recent past. So you've been this fool, you've been on your own, comfortable in your solitude, And here we have an Ace of Pentacles, a new start. This suggests a new job, a new home, and we ought to always notice here on the table, this altar. This deck is informed by practitioners of Wicca, and it can be quite, thought-provoking. And to have blood on the altar of a new beginning, it suggests that in the past, as you started out, this Fool on a new journey, this new Ace of Pentacles, that there was a sacrifice made as you received the new beginning. So you have sacrificed for this new job, this new house in the recent past, and we should notice that if we want to say you got a new house, new home. The Nine of Pentacles, she's very much about that home space and building that little comfy nest, or that big opulent nest. Pentacles, mean you have plenty. And then there was the little Page of Swords here. So this truth, which is also your underlying energy, the Page of Swords is represented in this deck as this angel receiving that little truth from above. This is in your past, so you have already met a little truth here in the past. So is this a new truth that you're getting, or is that the same truth? Did you not receive that truth? Did you? I mean, I see this sort of, pissed off. Swords, this Page of Swords can be kind of a stalker sometimes, somebody that is invasive. Social media comes up. I've just heard other readers talk about that, but I don't see that. I just see a young, immature, crabby, sort of pissed off, like maybe hurt person who is hurt, or I often see this person as offended and pissed, but I see that sort of temper hostility that is a person hurt. Look, they brought you some mushrooms, a little truth, and so the Fool in your past, maybe that is the Fool. Maybe you weren't the Fool, because you're appearing here in the Nine of Pentacles. You encountered a Fool, an offer was made, but you, Nine of Pentacles, preferred to stay on your own. Well, that's a possible reading of that. So take that or leave it. Now you're being called. Maybe this is why you prefer to be on your own. You have a calling, a higher purpose, not a little new beginning with an immature, foolish, intellectual Page of Swords, but a big, high calling. So what is this? You're there. You're ready to. You are being called right now. We have the Knight of Pentacles, the slow poke knight. Okay, so no rush here. What else? The Page of Pentacles, this lovely you're getting young people around you. Maybe there's young people around you right now, and this is a part of your calling. And there's not a rush here. So you had that Ace of Pentacles in the beginning, and then you're being called, and there's a Page and a Knight of Pentacles. These are very responsible. The Knight of Pentacles I call him the slowpoke knight. He's also like the straight A student. The Knight of Pentacles is, that steady, solid high school friend, maybe that not as exciting as someone you actually wanted to hang around with, but or maybe you were a Knight of Pentacles. But we also get this really beautiful non-binary person, the Page of Pentacles here in your present. Yeah, it could be a kid, young people. Oh, I love that Page of Pentacles. And she is holding a fuchsia. I say she, but I just see this as a very feminine, boyish person. Perhaps the perfect balance of yin and yang here. Okay, on the bottom is the guide. And we get in the present the Empress. This is about nature, earth, the nurturing, the feminine. Again, we see the forest here, so there are woods. So you're maybe being called to be this sort of nurturing figure for these young, slow, responsible people in your life. This Empress is very much reminding me when I see her of our relationship to our planet. So there might be a calling that has to do with the environment. I mean, it could be that you're supposed to be a parent. Okay, so what's this little truth in the background, this page of air? Remember, the page of air or the page of swords appeared in your recent past as well, appearing really as this fool that you, Nine of Pentacles, preferred to be without. But now you're being called to relationship with young, youthful, or immature, but very responsible people. We'll come back to that. I'm kind of stuck in that being how I'm going to read that. We'll come back as more is revealed. So what is the page of air? What is behind you? So in the background, this truth here, it has to do with emotional union, fulfillment, the Ten of Cups, an emotional situation, family here. It also has to do with having choices in the emotional realm, and sometimes it can be about projection, illusion, the Seven of Cauldrons, which cup to choose. So there's some kind of dilemma that you may have, and that's perhaps why you need to wait for this truth, this feather to land on your heart. I saw her as open-hearted, as sort of receptive in her heart, and the fact that we're getting cauldrons here affirms that for me, that this is something a truth that needs to come in here. It will help you make a choice. So I saw this in the Ten of Cauldrons. The world, this is completion, right? The call is 20. This card is 21. So you are coming to the end of a major life cycle. The Ten of Cauldrons tells me this has to do with family, emotional realm, that you are finishing something in the emotional realm. And that is kind of coming down. It's coming down to you like that feather. So although you've been in the Nine of Pentacles, or Nine of Earth, that's how you're represented in this reading, at the present time, you are moving towards the end of a period in which you have been the Empress to a Page of Pentacles, a Knight of Pentacles. This to me says what you're in now, there's this calling is going to take you out of it into something else, a new truth, this Ace of Air. And well, let's see. Nine of Earth, this is you. Let's find out more about you, my friend, my Cancer friend. Who are you? Okay, you are strength. You have control over your beastly nature. This card is about a feminine, nurturing gentleness that we aspire to. She has tamed her animal nature, so that is you. You have a great deal of self-control. You are the Knight of Cups, Cancer, water sign, this classy love offer. You have a beautiful heart to bring to the world. Although you have been in Nine of Earth and you're represented here as Nine of Earth. So this offer that you have, that you are this Knight of Cauldrons, I see if we look at these two cards here, how they appear on the table, you can see that there's a tension between willpower, ability to control the animal lust, I want to say, and this emotional, loving self. So perhaps you have turned away from being a lover. Makes sense because you are in this Nine of Earth solitary state represented here. So you are quite the lover, but you are turning away from that, backwards in time, it would seem. Perhaps this has to do with something that happened in your past that has caused you to turn your back on because Cancers you're just such lovers. You're empathic, you're deep, sensual people who are very much the Empress, very much nurturing, sometimes at your own expense. And so if there's anything that you need to control, perhaps I'm just throw this out there. If there's any part of you that you restrain, it could be that lover in you. And you have been successful because you are in Nine of Earth, and it has caused you to ascend. You are coming into the completion of a major life cycle as a result of that discipline, which I see has been a solitary cycle. And finally, we see you as you are incredibly intuitive, the High Priestess. These two in this deck, they're similarly amongst the animals, but this person is a solitary. She's not maternal. She's intuitive. She's powerful. I mean, that deer is right next to her in this story, and in a way, there's a unicorn in the background, which makes me think of your future here with a Pegasus. I see her with her hand on that deer, and we tend to think of deer as docile, doe-eyed, very gentle animals. I was just in Ashland, Oregon. The deer there, the mule deer, are badass. They run that city. They chase your dogs. They'll beat your dog up. They've beaten humans up. So I feel like this reiterates this incredible ability to control the powerful, perhaps violent aspect of yourself, which is coming very much from a maternal instinct. So if we think about these deer, right now it's rutting season, so it's the bucks. They're fighting, they're contending for the attention of the does. In the spring, the doe, and I want to talk about the doe because of the feminine aspect that comes up here in the High Priestess. It is that maternal instinct that I see the High Priestess having control of in order to rise to that intuitive, to this call. So in some way you have been able to maintain this Nine of Earth solitary status by controlling your lover's maternal heart here. And it has led you to complete a really important emotional cycle around your family. And I see you working with young ones. You're just a very nurturing person by nature. But in some way you have effectively contained that instinct, perhaps to give too much, in order to really get in touch with your intuitive, empathic abilities, which are clearly calling you to a high purpose that has to do with the realm of air, of truth, of intellect. Okay, well, let's find out about the people or person in your life, this Four of Earth. Thank you for letting me know a little bit more about you, Cancer. I feel honored to be able to see you a little bit more than last time I did your cards. Okay, so who is this in your life? The Four of Earth. I just dropped the Lover's card here. Okay, so we have the Lovers. So this could be, the Lovers is about a decision. You know, here we have Adam and Eve kind of in the Garden of Eden. Like, that's clearly a choice to pick the fruit and eat it. Because I'm seeing you kind of controlling your dough, your lover, your lust here is a part of how you have remained solitary, or at least on this solitary journey. It's not that you may have a partner. The Four of Earth it appears you could read this Lovers as this is your partner, that you're currently with this person in some kind of union that is, it is a spiritual union. The Lovers rise from the flesh to the divine connection. And I think if we look at the angel here in the corner of our Lovers and this person that we are kind of clarifying, this Four of Earth, this person has this angelic quality that is very protective here. And so that Four of Pentacles, that control, like that's why I'm associating it with protection, as well as the way that this angel is looking over this couple as they make this choice, the choice of one another or some other choice that has nothing to do with your romantic life at all, as you will interpret it. Now we get the Knight of Swords. This person is of the intellect. They are a truth bringer. The Knight of Swords is quick. He can be have a temper. Yeah. Fall. I see leaves falling. So if this is someone coming into your life in your next cycle, you know, that makes me think of the fall. He seems quite angry. Doesn't always have to be angry. Again, that golden color here of this person. This person is kind of golden and protective. Maybe that's what we see here, that they have a protective nature. That's really coming through in this set of cards. And we have them, their friend, Three of Cauldrons. There's this is community, kindred spirits, emotional connections. It's a group of friends. Sometimes that card is about reconciliation. So if you're not in relationship or on good terms with this person, which would explain why they're a little bit angry in that Knight of Swords, maybe they're in that Four of Earth kind of self-discipline and kind of holding tightly to things. Reconciliation could be needed with that person. Looks like fun. All right. Your advice is the Moon. Not a very forthcoming card. This is what I see here is some kind of information coming to you in your dream state while you sleep. Take the advice in your dreams. Well, let's see what else. Remember, you are the High Priestess, so you can trust your intuition. We get the Two of Swords. This is a decision that needs to be made. It is in the intellectual realm of air, but Two of Swords is a decision, and it's important, I think, to see that there visors are closed. Sometimes we see the Two of Swords, a figure blindfolded. This means someone who is refusing to take outside input. And since we see the High Priestess as you, the moon is your advice. That may be exactly right, to go inward and trust your intuition as you make this choice. But here we get the person in your life, the Lovers, a choice comes up, Two of Swords, in your advice. Again, there's a choice that you need to make. You're being called. You're finishing something. There's a truth coming in. So you have a choice to make, and it would seem to involve this Four of Earth. You have the Nine of Rods. This is a card of I have struggled, I am tired, I am determined, I have learned from my struggle. So this is a determined, so it says to make a choice, be resolute, determined. Rods are willpower, and since we see you in strength and in the High Priestess kind of having an incredible willpower, it may be that you're tired of exerting that willpower. And so the Nine of Rods, the next card is the Ten of Rods, which is it's time to quit. You can put down all of the willpower and move into an Ace of Rods, a new beginning, a new passionate, creative beginning here. What else? Finally, another card of, this is another card about resistance, willpower. Maybe you still need to apply resistance and willpower here in making this decision. That's how I read that. Be strong, be in your strength, exert your will. That's not often advice that I want to give. I want to give surrender. And, we could certainly see the moon is, you don't get to know. You're in unknowing. And to surrender to the unknown. But it says we have a choice here, the Two of Swords, between that Nine of Rods, I'm almost ready to give up resistance, or continuing to resist. So that is, and it's clear to me that you don't yet know which way you're being advised to go. So there's actually not very clear advice for you here, Cancer. Resist, become ready to give up the struggle. It's really concealed still under the moon. And we see that we're going to know the truth in the near future because you get the Ace of Air. And when you get this truth, you will fly beautifully, powerfully up out of this ethereal, misty, foggy woods. That moon, it's a very moon illusions, dreams kind of space. And so the truth will come, and you will rise on the wings of this new truth. What else? This has to do with a reciprocal, charitable relationship of equal give and take. Two of Rods, some kind of envisioning, manifesting a new world. Sometimes getting a new perspective. It's a new start in that realm of rods, of the willpower, of passion, of creativity. And finally, we get you, the Queen of Cauldrons, you being you. So that reiterates for me this, you, beautiful, winged, magical being, rising up out of the moon's state of confusion and illusion, knowing yourself as yourself. And she is an emotionally mature, open, receptive. She talks about her feelings openly. To shift from this Nine of Earth, very earthy, stable, solitary, homey person into this future Queen of Cups. No, let's just include the Queen of Rods. One of my favorite readers, Sassy Scorpion, who does great sexual tarot and love tarot and career tarot, has impressed upon her viewers that love ought to come with the wands, with desire. That is a part of love and of romantic love, if that be true to your nature here. And that's what I see, my Cancer friend, is I see there's some kind of bottom card is Emperor. And then we get the Six of Swords, a moving from an old view to a new view, or one place to another. Yeah. I don't want to share this, but we get the Six of Swords, like some kind of heartache. These are underlying energies in this reading, take or leave. But you have been on a journey from Fool to the Call in the world, and you have completed a cycle. And in order to complete this cycle, you have exerted your strength, you have controlled your romantic, animal nature. You're the beast within. You have controlled and contained that part of you, and you're going to have a choice whether you want to be done with resistance to your passion, or if you are ready to continue resisting the future. Whatever choice you make, the future is a new truth. It involves Six of Pentacles, Two of Rods, and you being yourself as the Queen of Cups. So I really do struggle with this Six of Pentacles card. This is about charity. It's about reciprocity, a reciprocal exchange. But because it's about charity, I'd really just see, so it brings up my issues around class and economic disparity. So just kind of copying to my problem with this card. Whenever I see it, and I've really worked with this, like, I understand it has to do with being willing to receive help, that is where my problem lies, is that I personally struggle with receiving help. I'm really good at giving help. I'm a great listener, and I'm generous. But I would like all of us to just have plenty, And so when the Six of Pentacles comes up, I get uncomfortable with class hierarchy in our society. So this is what comes up for me. So for you, there's this Ace of Air. Perhaps you are in a position to give, or perhaps you need to ask for help. You are manifesting and envisioning a new way of going about your life. And it shows us that you're going to do this as yourself. So you don't need to worry about losing yourself in the future. I feel like you have a choice between continuing to resist and becoming done with resistance, with struggle. And I feel like the choice is clearly, because the future says you're going to ask for help. To me, that's a story in which you move out of this cycle. This is in the background, the world here. You're going to move out of this cycle, but you're done with this resistance, with this willpower, with this solitary Nine of Earth, which has caused you to ascend and to receive this beautiful truth. But you're going to return to being yourself, whatever that is. You're going to give up resisting yourself, however that looks for you. So therefore, there's something that will cause you to do this. It is unexpected. In the Scorpio reading, this was a sweet gesture, a very tender gesture of romantic love. I do see the Four of Earth, your person here, the Lovers, some kind of reconciliation. That doesn't seem that important to this reading. It could be a part of your story that unexpected person is your, the unexpected is a person, but it could be something else. We don't know, right? Because our advice is the moon. It will cause you to make a decision. Okay. Honestly, Cancer, I still feel like I want to defer to your psychic abilities and your knowledge of yourself. But I also feel impressed by the power of your strength, your intuitive high priestess, your ability to be in this Nine of Earth, that it has caused you to ascend, and that you are this loving queen of cauldrons, this empress, and you have learned how to be yourself, that loving, nurturing, Cancerian, empathic, intuitive self, but in a way that doesn't compromise you so much as it perhaps has in the past. I hope this helps, and I have a wonderful day.